The morning sun warmed Hanul's back as he knelt in the soft dirt. His small garden sat on a hill outside Seoul, far from the noise and rush of the city. Here, among his plants and the visiting animals, he found peace. "Good morning," he said to a small bird that landed nearby. The bird hopped closer, not afraid. Animals were never afraid of Hanul. At 52 years old, Hanul Park lived a simple life. He grew his own food and helped heal injured animals. While the rest of Earth built bigger machines and faster ships to explore space, Hanul cared only for the living things around him. He didn't know that eyes from another world watched him every day. High above Earth, hidden from human tools, a large ship floated in space. Inside, tall beings with blue-tinted skin looked at screens showing different parts of Earth. "Another war has started in the southern region," said Minho, the ship's data collector. He pointed to a screen showing tanks and soldiers. "These humans fight over everything." Commander Doyen nodded. The Galactic Confederation was right to mark this planet as barbaric. Humans are too dangerous to join our peaceful worlds. For 50 years, the Confederation had studied Earth. They saw humans build amazing things, but also destroy each other and their own planet. The aliens decided that humans must never learn about other life in space. Earth would stay alone. "Wait," said Ja, the youngest alien on the team. She pointed to another screen. "Look at this human again." The screen showed Hanul, now washing the wing of an injured hawk. His gentle hands cleaned the bird's wounds. The hawk sat calmly, trusting him completely. "This one is different," Gia said. "I've watched him for months. He hurts nothing. He helps everything." Commander Doyen frowned. "One kind human doesn't change what we know about this species. They are warriors who would bring their wars to the stars if we let them." At that moment, on the other side of the world, humans made a discovery that would change everything. In a cold room filled with computers, Captain Tahi Kim stared at her screen. As head of Earth's space monitoring program, she had seen many strange things, but nothing like this. "Sir," she called to her boss, General Chunho Lee, "I found something hiding in orbit above Korea." The general rushed over. "What is it?" "It's big. It's using some kind of technology that makes it almost invisible, but there was a small power spike, and I caught it." She looked up with wide eyes. "It's not one of ours." General Lee's face went pale. "You mean?" "Yes, sir. I think we're being watched by something not from Earth." Within hours, the world's top leaders met in secret. For the first time in history, humans had proof they were not alone. But instead of joy, they felt fear. Why would aliens hide and watch? Were they planning to attack? "We must prepare our defenses," General Lee told the emergency meeting. "If they're studying us, it might be to find our weaknesses." Back in his garden, Hanul didn't know about the growing panic. He finished helping the hawk and watched it fly away. If someone had told him that both his planet's fate and the opinion of an entire galaxy would soon rest on his shoulders, he would have laughed. But as the sun set over his peaceful garden, strange lights appeared in the sky. The alien ship had made a decision. First contact was about to begin, and Hanul Park's simple life would never be the same. The night sky lit up with a bright flash. Hanul ran to his window and watched as something fell from the stars, trailing fire and smoke. It crashed into the forest 2 kilometers from his home with a boom that shook the ground. Hanul grabbed his first aid kit, a flashlight, and a blanket. Whatever had fallen might need help. He didn't think about danger. He thought only about helping. Inside the fallen spacecraft, 5 aliens tried to get their systems working again. Their small ship had broken away from the main vessel to get a closer look at Earth. But something went wrong, and now they were stuck. "The emergency signal isn't working," said Ja, checking the control panel. "The main ship doesn't know we crashed." Commander Doyen winced in pain. His arm was broken, and blue blood dripped from a cut on his head. "We need to hide. If humans find us, they might kill us or use us for tests." "Too late," said Minho, looking at the scanner. Human vehicles are moving this way. Military ones. At the Earth Defense Headquarters, Captain Tahi was getting ready to lead a team to the crash site. When their systems detected the small alien ship falling to Earth, General Lee had ordered immediate action. Remember, General Lee told the soldiers, "These aliens have been spying on us. They could be dangerous. Capture them alive if possible, but protect yourselves first." Helicopters and trucks rushed toward the forest. Captain Tahi felt both scared and excited. She would be the first human to meet beings from another world. But someone else got there first. Haniel pushed through the trees, following the path of broken branches. When he reached the crash site, he saw the strange metal object half buried in the dirt. It was like nothing made on Earth. He knew at once what it was. "Hello," he called softly. "Are you hurt? I'm here to help." Inside the ship, the aliens froze in fear. "A human is outside," whispered Minho. "It might be a trap," said Commander Doyen. "Get ready to defend yourselves." When part of the ship opened, Haniel stepped back, but didn't run. 5 tall beings appeared, their skin a soft blue color. One was holding what looked like a weapon. Another was clearly hurt, leaning on a third for support. Haniel showed no fear. He put down his things and raised his empty hands to show he had no weapons. Then he slowly picked up his first aid kit and opened it. "You're bleeding," he said to Commander Doyen, pointing at the blue blood. "I can help." The aliens looked at each other in confusion. This wasn't what they expected from a barbaric species. Jia, who had studied Earth languages, spoke carefully. "Why? Help us." Haniel smiled. "You're hurt. That's all I need to know." The sound of helicopters grew louder. The aliens looked up in fear. "More humans come," said Jia. "Military." Haniel understood at once. The army would take these visitors, lock them up, study them. He made a quick decision that would change everything. "Come with me," he said, pointing away from the crash. "My home. Hide you." Commander Doyen didn't trust the human, but they had no choice. "If this is a trap." "No trap," said Haniel. "Just help. Hurry now." As Captain Tahi's helicopters landed at the crash site, Haniel was already leading the 5 aliens through the dark forest toward his small house. The injured commander leaned on him, leaving a trail of blue drops that the morning rain would wash away. Haniel didn't know why these beings had come to Earth. He didn't know about the Galactic Confederation, or that his planet was considered too dangerous to join it. He only knew that someone needed help, and he could give it. Behind them, soldiers surrounded the empty spacecraft, finding nothing but strange technology and a few drops of blue liquid on the ground. 2 weeks passed since the crash. Haniel's small house now held 6 beings, 1 human and 5 aliens. The aliens stayed hidden in the back rooms whenever anyone came near. Soldiers still searched the area, but they never thought to check the home of the quiet man who grew vegetables. Haniel treated Commander Doyen's broken arm with splints made from tree branches. He used his own herbs to stop the bleeding and fight infection. The aliens were surprised at how well these simple methods worked. "Why do you live alone?" asked Jia. She had learned to speak better English by using her small translator device. "No family." Haniel smiled as he changed the bandage on Commander Doyen's arm. "I had a wife once. She died 5 years ago. We had no children. Now the animals and plants are my family." The aliens watched Haniel closely. Every morning, he worked in his garden. He grew food for himself and the aliens. In the afternoons, he often brought home injured animals, birds with broken wings, rabbits caught in traps, once even a young deer with a cut leg. "Your kind hunts these animals," said Commander Doyen. "Why do you help them?" "Not all humans are the same," Haniel answered. "Some hurt, some help. I choose to help." On the 10th day, Minho, the youngest alien, became very sick. His skin turned a darker blue, and he shook with fever. "He has an infection from the crash," said Jia. looking worried. Our medicine was lost when we crashed. Anil spent 3 days and nights making special teas and wrapping Minho in cool cloths. He didn't sleep. He sang old songs to the alien when the fever was worst. "Why do you try so hard to save him?" asked Commander Doyen. "He is not your kind." Haniel looked tired but determined. "All living things are connected. His pain is my pain. His life matters." By the 3rd day, Minho's fever broke. The aliens were amazed. Their view of humans was changing. Meanwhile, Captain Tahi was getting frustrated. The search for the aliens found nothing. She studied the images from the crash site again and again. "They must have had help," she told General Lee. "The blood trail ended too suddenly. Someone must be hiding them." General Lee pointed to a map. "Focus on this area. Check every house, every building. Find them before they call for others." In the afternoon, Haniel took the aliens to his garden. It was risky, but they had been inside for too long. The aliens wore big hats and coats to hide their blue skin. "These plants give food," Haniel explained, "but they need care. Water, sun, good soil. Like people need care." Gia helped Haniel pick tomatoes. "You are different from what we thought humans were like." "How did you think we were?" Haniel asked. "Dangerous, violent, always fighting. We call Earth a barbaric planet, too dangerous to join other worlds." Haniel looked sad. "We can be those things, but we can also be kind, gentle. It's a choice we each make." A helicopter flew over the house. The aliens rushed inside, but Haniel stayed in the garden, waving at the soldiers as if he had nothing to hide. Inside, Commander Doyen made a decision. "We need to contact our ship. They must know what we've learned about this human. If we send a signal, the Earth military might find us," warned Jia. "It's worth the risk," said Commander Doyen. "The Galactic Confederation needs to know that they were wrong about humans. At least some of them." That night, while Haniel slept, the aliens sent a short message to their main ship, but the message was detected by Earth's space monitoring systems. In her control room, Captain Tahi's computer beeped. She looked at the screen and smiled. "I found them," she whispered. Early morning sunlight filtered through the trees as Haniel taught the aliens about Earth plants. 3 weeks had passed since the crash. The aliens now helped Haniel with his daily work. They still wore hats and coats when outside, but they moved more freely around the property. "This herb fights fever," said Haniel, showing them a plant with small white flowers. It helped heal Minho. Minho touched the plant gently. "On our world, we make all medicine in labs. No plants grow there anymore." "No plants?" Haniel looked shocked. "How do you breathe? How do you eat?" Commander Doyen explained. "We changed our bodies to need less oxygen. Our food comes from machines. We gave up nature for progress." Anil shook his head sadly. "That's not progress. That's loss." The oldest alien, Duri, had been quiet until now. "Humans almost did the same. Your cities covered forests. Your factories made the air dirty. What stopped you?" "We almost lost everything," Haniel said. "The weather changed. Animals died. People suffered. Then we learned to balance technology with nature. It was almost too late." That afternoon, Haniel took the aliens to a small stream in the forest. Fish swam in the clear water. Birds sang in the trees. A deer drank on the other side, not afraid of the strange group. "Look," whispered Jia. "That animal doesn't run from us." "It feels no danger," said Haniel. "Animals know who means harm and who doesn't." Suddenly, loud voices came from deeper in the forest. The aliens tensed, ready to run. Haniel listened. "Hunters," he said. "They shouldn't be here. This is protected land." 3 men with guns appeared through the trees. They stopped when they saw Haniel and the strangely dressed aliens. "Park, what are you doing here?" asked the oldest hunter. "I could ask you the same. Sunwoo, said Hanyul calmly. This land is protected. The hunters looked uncomfortable. Commander Doyen reached inside his coat where he kept a small weapon. Ja put her hand on his arm to stop him. Would you like some tea? Hanyul asked the hunters, surprising everyone. It's getting cold. The hunters looked at each other in confusion. Then they nodded. Back at Hanyul's house, the hunters sat at his table while the aliens stayed in the back room. Hanyul served hot tea. Your father taught me about forest plants when I was young, Hanyul told Sunwoo. He never hunted in protected areas. Sunwoo looked down at his cup. Game is getting scarce. We need to feed our families. I understand, said Hanyul. But if everyone hunts in protected areas, soon there will be no animals left anywhere. He stood up and packed vegetables from his garden. Take these instead. Come back next week, and I'll have more. The hunters left with the food and a promise to stay out of the protected forest. When they were gone, the aliens came out. They broke your rules, said Commander Doyen. They carried weapons. Why didn't you fight them or call your authorities? Fighting creates more enemies, said Hanyul. Understanding creates friends. That night, the aliens talked among themselves while Hanyul slept. He is different from what we thought humans were like, said Minnow. One kind human doesn't change what we know about the species, said Commander Doyen, repeating what he had said on their ship weeks ago. But his voice lacked conviction now. What if there are more like him? Asked Ja. None of them noticed the small drone hovering outside the window, sending images to Captain Taehi's team. In her control room, she stared at the screen showing clear pictures of the blue-skinned visitors. Prepare the strike team, she ordered. We move at dawn. The first light of dawn was just touching the hills when Hanyul woke to a strange sound. Something was humming above his house. He looked out the window and saw military helicopters hovering in the sky. Soldiers moved through the trees toward his home. At the same time, a bright light appeared high above. It grew larger and brighter. The alien mothership had come. Hanyul ran to wake his guests. Quick, you must hide. Soldiers are coming. The aliens grabbed their few things and followed Hanyul to the back of the house. He pulled aside a rug and opened a small door in the floor. This is an old storage cellar, he said. My grandfather built it. Go down and stay quiet. Commander Doyen looked at Hanyul with new respect. Come with us. They will punish you for helping us. Hanyul smiled sadly. If I hide, they will search harder. If I talk to them, maybe I can make them understand. The 5 aliens climbed down into the dark cellar. Hanyul closed the door and put the rug back just as someone knocked hard on his front door. Hanyul Park. This is Captain Taehi Kim of Earth Defense Force. Open the door now. Hanyul took a deep breath and opened the door. 6 soldiers stood there with guns. Behind them, more soldiers surrounded the house. Where are they? Captain Taehi asked, walking in. Her eyes were hard. Who? Asked Hanyul calmly. Don't play games, she said. We have pictures. You've been hiding the aliens from the crashed ship. Outside, a bright beam of light shot down from the alien mothership. A loud voice spoke from the sky, making the ground shake. Attention Earth Forces. Release our TAM members. INMETATOI. The soldiers looked up in fear. Captain Taehi turned to Hanyul. You see what you've done. You've brought an alien invasion on us. Hanyul shook his head. They don't want war. They were just watching us. Watching us. Spying on us, you mean? Captain Taehi pointed her gun at him. Last chance. Where are they? Before Hanyul could answer, the back door of his house burst open. Soldiers dragged in a struggling alien. It was Kiru, the quietest of the group. He had left the cellar through a second exit Hanyul didn't know about. Found this one trying to escape underground. A soldier reported. Captain Taehi smiled. So you were hiding them. She turned to Hanyul. You are under arrest for treason against Earth. 2 soldiers grabbed Hanyul's arms. He didn't fight them. The others. Where are they? Captain Tehi asked Kiru. The alien looked at the floor. I came alone. No others. Liar, she shouted. Outside, more beams of light came down from the alien ship. Earth's military vehicles stopped working. Soldiers' radios went silent. They're attacking. General Lee's voice came from Captain Tahi's still-working radio. All forces, prepare to defend. No, said Henul. It's not an attack. They're afraid for their friends. Captain Tahi ignored him. Take these two to base. Search the house again. Find the others. As soldiers led Hanul and Kiru to a truck, the 4 other aliens watched from the cellar. Commander Doyen's hand moved toward his weapon. We should save them, said Minnow. If we fight, we prove humans right about us, said Ja. Hanul would not want that. Then what do we do? Asked Duri. We contact our leaders, said Commander Doyen. Tell them what we've learned about humans, the good and the bad. And we tell them about Hanul. As the military truck drove away with Hanul and Kiru, the alien mothership followed above. Earth's leaders prepared for war, not knowing that the fate of both worlds now depended on what the aliens had learned from one gentle gardener. Hanul sat in a small gray room. 3 days had passed since his arrest. Through a small window, he could see the alien ship still hovering in the sky. It had not attacked, but it had not left either. 2 guards led Hanul to a large room where many important people sat at long tables. Cameras pointed at him from every corner. The world was watching. This is the trial of Hanul Park, said a stern woman in a black robe. He is charged with treason against Earth for hiding dangerous aliens. Captain Tehi stood up. Hanul Park helped 5 aliens hide from Earth's military. He put our entire planet at risk. She showed pictures of Hanul's house, the cellar, and Kiru being captured. Then she showed a video of Kiru in a cell. The alien refuses to talk, said Captain Tehi. Their ship threatens our cities. All because this man chose aliens over his own kind. The room buzzed with angry voices. People were scared. Scared people often look for someone to blame. Hanul Park, how do you answer these charges? Asked the judge. Hanul stood up slowly. The room went quiet. I did hide them, he said simply. They crashed. They were hurt. I helped them. They were spying on us, said Captain Tehi. They think humans are too dangerous to join other worlds. They call us barbaric. And what did we do when they crashed? Asked Hanul. We sent soldiers with guns. Perhaps they were right to worry. People in the room shouted angrily. The judge called for quiet. These beings watched Earth for 50 years, Hanul continued. They saw our wars, our fights, but they also saw good things, kind things. They were starting to understand that humans are not all the same. You betrayed your own species, said Captain Tehi. No, said Hanul calmly. I showed them what humans can be at our best. I showed them we can be kind even to strangers who look different. I showed them we are not just warriors. As he spoke, something strange happened on the big screens behind him. They flickered and changed. Instead of showing the court, they showed images from Hanul's home. Everyone watched as the screen showed Hanul treating Commander Doyen's broken arm. They saw him staying awake for 3 nights to care for sick Minnow. They saw him teaching the aliens about plants and animals. What is this? Demanded the judge. Who changed the screens? In the back of the court, technicians worked frantically. It's coming from the alien ship, one called out. We can't stop it. Now the screens showed Hanul talking with the hunters, sharing food instead of fighting. They showed the aliens helping in his garden. The images told a story of peace, not war. This is what they learned from one human, came a new voice. Everyone turned to see Kiru, who had somehow escaped and entered the court. Guards pointed guns at him. Our leaders watched these images, said Kiru. They sent me to speak. We judged Earth too quickly. Humans can be violent, yes, but they can also be like Hanul. The room was completely silent now. Our leaders asked, "Are there more humans like this one? Or is he alone?" Your answer will decide if Earth joins the stars or stays alone. Before anyone could respond, the ceiling above them seemed to disappear. They could see the alien ship directly overhead. A bright light came down, and 4 more blue figures appeared beside Kiru. Commander Doyen stepped forward. "We have a message from the Galactic Confederation." The fate of Earth hung on what would come next. 6 months passed since the trial. The world had changed in many ways. The alien ship still floated high above Earth, watching. But now, instead of causing fear, it reminded people of their chance to join the stars. Haniul's small house had become famous. People from all over the world came to see the place where Earth's future changed. Most days, Haniul and Jia worked in the garden together, growing food and healing animals just as before. "Are all these visitors bothering you?" Jia asked one day. She had learned much about earth plants and was helping Haniul plant new trees on the hillside. "No," said Haniul with a smile. "People come with good hearts now. They want to learn, not just look." It was true. Visitors came to learn how to grow plants, how to help animals, how to live more simply. Many started gardens of their own when they went home. In cities around the world, things were changing too. New parks replaced old buildings. More people walked or rode bicycles instead of driving cars. Schools taught children to care for all living things. Captain Tehi, who had once arrested Haniul, now led a new program called Earth Ambassadors. She traveled the world, finding people who showed unusual kindness or worked to protect nature. One morning, she visited Haniul again. This time, she came as a friend. "The world's leaders are meeting next week," she told him. "They want you to speak." Haniul shook his head. "I am not good at speeches. I am good at growing things." "That's why they need you," said Captain Toddy. "Too many fancy words and big promises. They need someone who lives what they talk about." Jia agreed. "You changed how my people see humans. Maybe you can change how humans see themselves." After thinking for a day, Haniul agreed to go. The meeting was held in a big city with tall buildings. Leaders from every country came. They sat at long tables and talked about their plans to show the Confederation that Earth deserved to join. Some wanted to build huge monuments to peace. Others wanted to create new laws. They argued for hours about the best way forward. Finally, it was Haniul's turn to speak. He walked slowly to the front. He carried a small tree in a pot. "We have 6 more months to show the stars who we truly are," he said simply. "We don't need new buildings or fancy words." He held up the small tree. "This oak will live 500 years if planted with care. When we plant trees we will never sit under. We show we think beyond our own lives. When we help someone who cannot pay us back, we show true kindness." He looked around at the leaders. "Stop trying to impress the aliens. Just be the best humans you can be. Help others. Protect living things. Share what you have. The Confederation will see." The room was quiet. Then one leader stood up. "My country will plant 1 million trees this year," she said. Another stood. "We will clean our rivers and oceans." One by one, they made simple promises, not to show off, but to make the world better. As Haniul left the meeting, he found Commander Doyen waiting outside. The alien had returned to Earth to check on progress. "You have changed much in 6 months," said Commander Doyen. "My leaders are impressed." "We have not changed," said Haniul. "We have remembered who we can be." Commander Doyen nodded. 6 more months. Haniul Park. Then Earth will either join the stars or stay alone forever. "We will be ready," said Haniul. 1 year had passed since the aliens first crashed near Haniul's home. The day of judgment had arrived. The alien mothership, which had watched Earth for a year, now moved lower in the sky. It stopped above a large open field not far from Haniul's garden. People from all over the world gathered to hear the Confederation's decision. Some were scared. Some were hopeful. All were quiet as they waited. Haniel stood at the front with Gia beside him. She had lived on Earth for a year now and had learned much. She had also taught much, sharing stories about the stars and the many different beings who lived among them. "Are you nervous?" Captain Tehi asked Haniel. She had become his friend over the past year. "No," said Haniel simply. "We have done our best. That is all anyone can do." A bright light appeared from the ship. 3 new aliens appeared. They looked like Commander Doyen and his team, but wore more formal clothes with symbols of rank. These were the leaders of the Galactic Confederation. The tallest alien stepped forward. "I am High Counselor Mio. We have come to deliver our judgment on Earth." The crowd held their breath. This moment would decide humanity's future. "1 year ago, we believed humans were too dangerous to join the stars," said Mio. "Your history showed violence, greed, and destruction. Many people looked down, ashamed because it was true. Then we met one human who showed us another side of your species." Mio looked at Haniel. "We decided to watch again, to see if his spirit lived in others." The alien raised a hand. Above the ship, the sky seemed to open like a giant screen. It showed images from all over Earth during the past year. Children planting trees, old enemies working together to clean rivers, cities making room for nature. People from different countries sharing food, medicine, and knowledge. "We have seen great change," said Mio. "Not perfect change. You still have wars. You still have greed. But we have seen enough to know that humanity has the capacity for growth." The crowd began to smile and look at each other with hope. "The Galactic Confederation has decided," Mio announced. "Earth will be welcomed as a probationary member of the stars." Joy spread through the crowd. People hugged and cried. After being alone in the universe for so long, humanity would finally join the greater community. "What does probationary mean?" asked Captain Toddy. "It means you have more to learn," said Mio. "We will share some technology with you. We will invite human representatives to visit other worlds. But you must continue to grow in peace and wisdom." Haniel stepped forward. "What changed your mind the most?" he asked. Mio smiled, something aliens rarely did. "2 things. First, when your leaders stopped trying to impress us and simply worked to make Earth better. That showed wisdom. And second, the fact that a simple gardener could change how an entire planet thinks," said Mio. "In the Confederation, we have advanced technology and long lives. But many of us have forgotten how to touch soil, grow food, and care for the smallest creatures. We have much to learn from Earth too." As the crowd celebrated, Gia came to Haniel. "Will you come to the stars?" she asked. "You could be Earth's first ambassador." Haniel looked at his garden on the hillside. "My place is here," he said, "but perhaps I could visit sometimes." High Counselor Mio nodded. The greatest teachers are often those who never intended to teach at all. As the sun set on this historic day, ships from other worlds began to appear in Earth's sky. Not to conquer or threaten, but to welcome. The species once called barbaric had found its place among the stars, guided by its most gentle soul.